All right, Ravens fans, things have officially heated up in Baltimore, and we need to talk about one of the biggest stories of the offseason. The Ravens have made a huge decision that could shape this offense for years to come, and honestly, this is exactly the kind of move fans have been waiting for. When you have a young playmaker who keeps proving himself every single season, you do everything you can to keep him wearing purple. But now I want to hear from you. Do you think the Ravens made the right decision by giving Zay Flowers this massive new contract? Or do you think the team should have waited a little longer before making this commitment? Let me know your opinion in the comments because I really want to hear what Ravens Nation thinks. And if you've been a Baltimore Ravens fan for more than 15 years, smash that like button. If possible, comment, "Go Ravens! Let's go to the Super Bowl." Alright, now let's talk about Zay Flowers and this historic contract extension. The news is finally official. Zay Flowers is staying in Baltimore for the long term. The Ravens have reached an agreement on a 4-year, $140 million contract extension with the two-time Pro Bowl wide receiver, including an incredible $108 million guarantee. That means Zay Flowers will earn an average of $35 million per season, showing exactly how much confidence the organization has in him and everything he has already accomplished during his career with the Ravens. This is a move that many fans hoped would happen before the season began, and now the front office has delivered. Throughout the offseason, there had been conversations about getting this deal completed early, and now that promise has become reality. The Ravens wanted to remove any distractions, reward one of their most important offensive weapons, and make sure one of Lamar Jackson's favorite targets remains in Baltimore for years to come. What makes this extension even more significant is what it represents in Ravens history. Zay Flowers becomes the first Baltimore Ravens wide receiver to receive a major second contract with the organization after completing his rookie deal. That alone shows how special this moment is. The Ravens have had talented receivers over the years, but this is the first time they have committed at this level to keeping one of their own at the position after seeing him develop inside their system. The financial side of the contract also tells an interesting story. At $35 million per year, Flowers joins the highest levels of the wide receiver market. The modern NFL continues to see contracts rise as new deals reset expectations, and this extension reflects where the market currently stands. It is not simply about comparing one player's talent to another. It is also about timing. Every new contract helps define the next one, and the Ravens chose to secure Flowers now instead of waiting for the market to climb even higher. Of course, a contract like this also raises expectations. When a player receives this type of commitment, everyone naturally expects another step forward. Coaches and teammates have already spoken confidently about the kind of season they believe Flowers can have, and now the spotlight becomes even brighter. But if there is one thing Zay Flowers has consistently shown since arriving in Baltimore, it is that he embraces challenges instead of running from them. From the beginning of his Ravens career, Flowers has made an immediate impact. He has become one of the offense's most reliable playmakers, creating explosive plays, generating yards after the catch, and constantly finding ways to make life difficult for opposing defenses. His ability to separate from defenders, his quickness in open space, and his versatility have made him one of the most dangerous weapons on the roster. Even more impressive is the fact that he has accomplished so much while playing in an offense that has traditionally leaned heavily on the running game. Despite fewer passing opportunities than many receivers around the league enjoy, Flowers continued producing at a high level. That says a lot about both his talent and his efficiency whenever the ball comes his way. As his career has progressed, his production has continued moving upward. His numbers improved, his role expanded, and even when circumstances became more difficult, he continued delivering. There were stretches when Lamar Jackson missed time, but Flowers kept finding ways to contribute and remained one of the offense's most dependable targets. Naturally, some of his biggest performances came with Lamar on the field, but his consistency throughout the season demonstrated that he could continue producing regardless of the situation. One of the most exciting parts about this extension is that many people around the organization believe Flowers has not even reached his peak yet. He is already one of the NFL's top young receivers, yet there is still a belief that his best football remains ahead of him. He continues developing, continues improving, and continues expanding his game every season. When Flowers entered the league in 2023 after being selected in the first round out of Boston College, he joined a receiver room that included experienced veterans. As time passed, his responsibilities naturally increased. Defenses began focusing more attention on him, yet instead of slowing down, he continued growing into one of the league's most productive receivers. That growth earned him Pro Bowl recognition, making him the first Ravens wide receiver to reach the Pro Bowl at the position. Instead of treating that achievement as the finish line, he followed it with another Pro Bowl appearance, proving that his success was no accident. Defenses knew he was coming. They adjusted their game plans accordingly. Yet Flowers continued producing at an elite level. Now comes another fascinating chapter. Baltimore enters a new offensive era, and there is every reason to believe Flowers will remain one of the central pieces of the attack. Exactly how he will be used may continue evolving, but there have already been signs of creative ways to get the football into his hands. Whether through traditional passing concepts or design touches that maximize his speed and explosiveness, the expectation is that he will remain heavily involved. After all, when a team invests this much money in a player, they fully intend to maximize his impact. Flowers possesses the kind of skill set that allows offensive coaches to create opportunities in multiple ways. His route running, acceleration, and ability to create separation make him dangerous on virtually every snap. This extension is also a reflection of the confidence the Ravens have in the chemistry between Lamar Jackson and Zay Flowers. Their connection has continued improving, and together they finished last season on an extremely strong note. Every indication suggests Baltimore expects that partnership to become even more productive moving forward. There is naturally excitement about what kind of statistical season Flowers could produce next. If his opportunities continue increasing and the offense continues evolving, there is every reason for fans to believe his numbers could reach even greater heights. Expectations will certainly be higher now, but that comes with becoming one of the faces of the franchise. Another important aspect of today's announcement is what it says about the Ravens front office. Throughout the offseason, there was a clear desire to complete this extension before the regular season started. Rather than allowing negotiations to become a distraction, Baltimore moved aggressively to reward one of its foundational players. That sends a strong message throughout the locker room about taking care of players who earn it through their performance. For Ravens fans, there's also something comforting about knowing this situation has been resolved early. Instead of spending the season wondering about contract discussions, everyone can simply focus on football. Flowers can concentrate entirely on helping the team compete for a championship, while fans can enjoy watching one of their favorite players without any uncertainty surrounding his future. Moments like this also remind everyone how quickly young players can become franchise cornerstones. It feels like only yesterday Flowers was arriving in Baltimore as a first-round rookie full of potential. Today he stands as one of the organization's biggest investments and one of the players expected to lead this offense into the future. There is genuine excitement surrounding what comes next. Flowers has already proven he belongs among the league's top receivers, but many believe his ceiling remains even higher. If he continues progressing at the same pace, the Ravens may have secured one of the NFL's premier offensive weapons right before his absolute prime. The timing of this extension feels important. Baltimore has made it clear that competing for championships remains the priority, and keeping elite talent together is a major part of that vision. Locking up Flowers ensures continuity on offense while strengthening the long-term partnership between one of the league's best quarterbacks and one of its most dynamic receivers. Today is about celebrating a player who earned this opportunity through hard work, production, and continuous improvement. It is also